Kybalion is a compilation of Hermetic teachings. Same doctrines are based on principles originally explained by Hermes Trismegistus, or you could say thrice majestic. He was three times majestic, meaning he was born three times with all his memory. But the Kybalion provides a master key for students to unlock the fundamental and basic teachings of esoteric philosophy. There are seven Hermetic principles that the entire philosophy is based on. Together, these seven, like we say, the circle seven principles, constitute an explanation of the basic laws that apply to all of creation.
I want you to keep that in mind, brother, because I'm glad you said that when you mentioned circled seven. All
Mhm.
right. Because that is the main thing that I'm going to address here today. That there is one principle. All right. One principle out that is the eighth principle. That is a hidden principle, a forgotten principle, something to add, not to add, but something that is being omitted from the original. So we know that it's a compilation of Hermetic teachings, all right, and that it originally was explained by Hermes Trismegistus, as Brother Calico has already told us. Each book has the writer's perspective on what he got out of the seven principles. So every book is intriguing to have. Some are better, some are just any other regular book. But it's something that you might want to look into, and we're going to look deeper into its origins and everything that goes along with it. So the book was written by the three initiates. But let's look into this. You want to go ahead, brother?
Yeah, the three initiates. The book was originally published in 1908 by three initiates. Notice that they're saying that these are initiates. They're not even necessarily adepts. You feel me? But often identified as the New Thought pioneer by William Walker Atkinson, who was born in 1862 and passed in 1932, that purports to convey the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus. The, the New Thought movement, also higher thought, is a spiritual movement which coalesced in the United States in the early 19th century. New Thought was preceded by ancient thought. Preceded, meaning before that, we had what we call ancient thought, you know, accumulated wisdom and philosophy from a variety of origins, such as ancient Greek, Roman, Egyptian, Chinese, Taoist, Vedic, Muslim, Hindu, and Buddhist cultures, and their related belief systems, primarily regarding the interaction between thought, belief, consciousness, and the human mind, and the effects of these within the human, within and beyond the human mind.
Fact, fact, fact. I'm sorry, I got caught up reading.
All those different cultures, like ancient Greek, Roman, Egyptian,
My
Chinese.
apologies. I got caught up on reading
Yep.
something, and I'm going to address something that somebody, well, not address, but I wanted to read something that somebody just posted. But moving on, by that it was compiled by all this ancient cultures that had been here before. Whether it was the ancient Greeks, the Romans, the Egyptians, the Chinese, because all these places around the world have different civilizations. That been around during different times. All right. And during those different times, whether it was Egypt, in Africa, or the Mayans during Central America, the Incas in South America, or the Romans in Europe, the Greek also in Europe. You got the Asians with Buddha and all those other there's other dynasties, of course, but it was a compilation of all this wisdom that they had put into one. Now moving forward, so the question now is, who is Hermes Trismegistus? So you want to go ahead, brother? Or you want me to read?
I mean, I love Tahuti now. I might never let you read when it comes to Tahuti,
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
but now the Greek god of magic, letters, medicine, occult. So what they could have put there is the Greek god of magic, hieroglyphs, which led to letters, medicine, or you might well say he's the god of magic, hieroglyphs, herbs, and ancient wisdom, which we call an occult wisdom, identified with thought in Egypt, Mercury, and Rome. He was really older than Greece. One of the Aegean great mothers, Aegean sea, primal serpent consorts, partaking of her wisdom, because he was once a part of her. Like India's,
Ganarishvarna.
yeah, Kali and Shiva united in one body. That's what that is. That's that's like Hermes and Aphrodite, where you get hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite meaning Hermes and Aphrodite. So Kali and a Shiva is the Hindu hermaphrodite called Ardhana Shavara. Yeah, Hermes was originally hermaphrodite, united in one body with Aphrodite. Yeah, so man, this be opening up some doors, right? Because I already be saying like the original would have had to been a hermaphrodite. If we like it or not, would have had to have both parts. You know, and we are divided. We are that one body divided upon itself. So now you have two parts. Just like plants, it's the same thing with the plant life. Plant life has two parts. Most plants, but then you can make sterile plants or hybrid plants by separating the male and female parts of a plant and making it single. Have to grow by itself, but united in one body with Aphrodite. Priests of Hermes wore artificial breasts and female garments to preside over Aphrodite's Cyprian temple. In the guise of the god Hermaphroditus, Hermes was a universal Indo European god, an enlightened one born of the Virgin Maya. He was the same as the enlightened one, meaning Buddha, born of the same Virgin Maya in India. Uh,
The
the
Maharidnana.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Tantra said Buddha was the same as Mercury, which is Hermes. And I couldn't see the rest of you putting I know her. But the son of the moon, which is Maya, you know.
Facts, facts, facts. I added some of this.
So who are the Mayans, brother? If the son of the moon, or the moon meaning Maya, you feel me? And he was a son of the moon. That's why he had the crescent moon as a symbol, even though he won that much light from Kansu in the gamble. But Maya meaning moon. So who are the Mayans? I'm pretty sure we know now. They were lunar occultists, you know, not solar occult, but the lunar occult.
But there is links, for certain things, like for example, it says he was really older than Greece, one of the Aegean great mothers. So when we're looking into that one, I have links from encyclopedia.com that could give you some information about this great mother that I'm speaking about within the PowerPoint. All right, as well as what's this Ardhanarishvara,
Hmm.
which was the deity that combined with Kali and Shiva. All
Yeah,
right,
which is a more ancient way to say a hermaphrodite.
fact, fact,
Because
fact.
we using the Greek word when the ancient Tamil word is art Hanaris Shavara. Yeah,
Fact.
instead of hermaphrodite.
Right, right, right. So who this Hermes Trismegistus was? All the way around the globe. Obviously, a representation of thought. All right, from Egypt. All right, and these were all these other deities were there were supposedly his reincarnation into something else after him, whether it was the Greeks or or the Indians with Kali, Shiva, and the other one, they were all um him coming back.
Hmm.
All right. So moving now. The original story comes from the Emerald Tablets of Thought. Now there is a lot of books out there, that you could go out there, and I really, 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 really like this book. So that's the reason why I'm speaking in regards about this one. But if you look at the Emerald Tablets of Thought, the Atlantean, you might like the story. If you like the story, then maybe it's something that you might want to consider. All right, so the Emerald Tablets was where all this wisdom came from. The Kybalion is a compilation of like the third generation, or probably even further than.
The Emerald Tablets of Thought. The Emerald Tablet, also known as the Smaragdine or Tabula of Smaragdina, is a compact and cryptic piece of the Hermetica, which is the Kybalion, reputed to contain the secret of the prima materia, meaning the prime material, you know, and its transmutation. It was highly regarded by European alchemists as the foundation of their art and its Hermetic tradition. The original source of the Emerald Tablet is unknown, although Hermes Trismegistus is the author named in the text. Hermes Trismegistus is derived from the Egyptian god of wisdom, Thoth, and his Greek counterpart, Hermes Trismegistus, means thrice greatest, or thrice three times great.
With three times with facts.
Yeah, is derived from statements in the Emerald Tablet of Hermes Trismegistus that he knows the three parts of the wisdom of the whole universe: alchemy, astrology, and theurgy.
Facts, facts. So this is what this address, this tablets, all right, coming from the Egyptian origins of the wisdom that the god thought had written down, and pretty much it was looking into all the greatest things that were within the realm that we're in, but in specific alchemy, astrology, and theurgy. For those that theurgy, for those that haven't, this was new for me when I came across. So that's the reason why I made sure that I put a link to it, so we could have an aspect of what it is that I'm talking about. So theurgy is divine magic redirects here for the well, not that one. Describes the practice of rituals sometimes seen as magical in nature, performed with the intention of invoking action or evoking the presence of one or more deities, especially the goal of achieving henosis, uniting with the divine and perfecting oneself. All right, it was the perfection of oneself. All right, it was the study of self.
You see that they say the tablet was made of the prima material, the prime material, you
Right.
know. So essentially, the closest thing I can see that material is it looks like it's supposed to be representing basically like melanin or chlorophyll, because even melanin is not black. People think it is, you know, but I've done posts showing you what melanin really looks like under a microscope. Melanin truly looks like those emerald tablets. You know, it looks more like chlorophyll. It's very dark, but it's still more green than it is any other color. You know, so that's pretty much what it reminds me of. It's like saying that it's made of the prima material, that prime material. You feel
Facts,
me?
facts. Quantiero says sun gives us our color. Yeah, and if you look into the different suns that we've had, we're able to see why our composition has changed throughout the times. From different aspects. So let's move on. Let's look beyond, Hellenistic versus ancient Egypt. All right, because we got to understand that that what is being presented to us now is always going to be some type of European, whether it's Greek or Roman or British aspect of some type of wisdom or knowledge that they don't took over, rewrote their own story. All right. So you want to go ahead, brother?
Yeah, Hellenistic versus ancient Egypt. The epithet is derived from an epithet of Thoth found at the temple of Esna. Thoth the great great, the Hermetica, written by him, is generally regarded as the basis of Western alchemical philosophy and practice. The origins of Western alchemy can be traced back to Hellenistic Egypt. In the city of Alexandria, and Hermes Trismegistus is one of the most important characters in it. The legend claims that the tablet was found in a caved tomb under the statue of Hermes in Tyana, clutched in the hands of the corpse of Hermes, Trismegistus himself. So it was, being a tomb of sorts. You feel me, like a pharaoh, but the emblem that it was under must have been like a statue of Tahuti, you know, or some kind of like some kind of artwork of Tahuti.
Right. Now, when we're talking about Hellenistic Egypt, for those, we got to understand that at some point in time, Egypt was already been conquered, so there was a lot of Greek presence within there. So we have to make the difference between Hellenistic and ancient Egypt, all right? Because
Mhm.
they are not one and the same, all right? Hellenistic is more of the era when there was already Greeks and Romans within the area, because we know that the word Pharaoh has Greek origins, correct?
Oh yeah, it's a Greek word.
Right. The word,
Anytime you see in certain letters, we got to know that. Just
right.
like the whole community knows about the letter J. Oh, the letter J didn't exist. Well, the letter P didn't exist. You know, so he couldn't have been a pharaoh. You know what I mean?
Right.
But my thing about the reason I don't have nothing against the Hellenes, or Hellenistic like type paradigm is because Christians hate the Hellenistic people. If they're calling you Hellenistic, they're trying to say you are like a hellraiser of sorts. You're a demon and all. See, because Helen, these are the Greeks that worship Egypt, in a sense. Then they changed the name from Osar to Osiris, and they just got to put it in their tongue. So they did that. You know, and the Europeans hate them like hell. And
Fact,
you got
fact.
a lot of us hate them too. But I mean, I don't know why I ain't worried about them. They all right. They all right.
Right, most definitely. But like I am Wisdom Faye said, it's plagiarism, which is exactly what it is. That's exactly what had happened. But keep that in mind while we're going through this, so we could understand the difference between Hellenistic versus ancient Egypt and how it affects uh the literature as it goes down, down the line. All right, so the Atlantean king thought, I really 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 cannot stress enough. Well, I'm not gonna I don't want to, I'm not even sure of the what, but you should looking into the relation of thought and Atlantis, and the city of Atlantis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
that's,
something.
that's where we getting the knowledge. We get the knowledge of Atlantis from thought, from
Right.
these emerald tablets.
Because when we think of Atlantis, we think of an underwater city, and we gotta remember that we don't need, we can't even tell for sure if such a thing is not possible, because we haven't explored enough of the ocean to even know what's down there. We've explored what, like 10% of the ocean at the most, 10-15%. Yeah, at the top, and we could only go so far, but you can't go all the way down. Not everywhere. Not everywhere. We don't have the capabilities to be able to withstand that kind of pressure.
Yeah, another legend suggests that it was the third son of Adam and Eve, Seth, who originally wrote it. One more suggests that the tablets were originally uncovered around 1350 BC in a hidden chamber under the Egyptian pyramid of Cheops. Others believe that the tablet was once held within the Ark of the Covenant, like Moses had those two tablets.
Facts.
Yeah, some claim the original source of the tablets is none other than the fabled city of Atlantis, and by an Atlantean priest king named Thoth. That's where we get Thoth up from. That's what people got to know too. Like, you have Tahuti, and that's strictly Kemet. You have Hermes, that's strictly Greek. You have Thoth. People throw that name around, but it's strictly Atlantean. You know what I mean? Nothing else. Thoth is not Kemet. Thoth is not Greek. Hermes is not America. Hermes is not Egypt. You know, Hermes is Greek. Thoth is Atlantean. Period.
Now, when we're looking into this Atlantean, it's just a great, it's a great. way to be able to put certain aspects of, of how it was, that divide and conquer, and they moving on. So what are the principles? All right, let's look into the etymology of what principles are. A principle is that which matters the most. The first thing that must be understood before any other step is taken is today's reality. This is one of our primary problems. We choose more trivial things over principles, and because of that, we have become a society that does not care about principles. Let us journey into a path of the things that should always come first: natural law, that which is the most important of all things that govern all things within this realm. Today, if we ask people what they consider to be most important, 99.9% would not bring up a principle, but instead, people have taken the place of most important. A USA study that asked 10,000 random individuals discovered that the most important thing to more than 99% of people today is family. Now, I'm not trying to tell you that family should not come first or that it should not be the thing, but that is a given. And some of the principles of this world for you to be able to take care of this family, the way that you would want to, has to be thought through natural law. If you divert from that and you don't address that first, then it doesn't matter how much you love your family and how much you put them first or whatever, you're gonna continue to follow if you're not following natural law. You want to add into that, brother?
I mean, pretty much all laws, or whatever we want to call them, they were always created by the kings and the queens. And the king and the queen wouldn't even stay in the same region. So whatever, like, if his kingdom is in the west and hers is in the east, whatever he says is law over here, and whatever she says is law over there. And the people got to find a balance in between that, because they might say two totally different things, but at the same time, we get the word principle obviously from the prince, from the
Yeah, can
prince.
you read? Can you see what that etymology? I forgot to read the etymon.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's small. It's because if
okay, it says
you
online.
break
This is from online etymology dictionary. It says it's the principle noun. It says the origin, source, the beginning, a sense now obsolete. Also a rule of conduct, axiom, basing, assumption. At the bottom it says a beginning, commencement, origin, or the first part, the first man. Use of an objective meaning that takes first, from primus meaning first. All right. So when we're talking about principle, you're talking about what we call what they say in Latin, principio. A principio is the beginning, the most important thing that must be done first. You must address this before you do anything else, or everything is going to collapse in front of you.
yeah, first and foremost.
First and foremost, no matter how much you love your family, if you are not addressing these principles first, right, that is true. Like a principal at a high school, that person does not give the okay, is not going. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Now we know that the principal is there, forcing the, pushing the order of of somebody different than them, but we're not gonna get into that. But moving forward, natural law. So what is natural law? You want to go ahead, brother?
Yeah, natural law is expressed through seven basic underlying principles and an eighth principle, which binds the other seven together. Like we said, the circle seven. These principles constitute a master key through which the universal wisdom, including the knowledge of the requirements to obtain what we desire, is unveiled or brought to the light and out of the occult, out of the hidden, you know, out of the hidden realm. We will discuss all aspects of natural law. And a word I advise y'all to look up to explain natural law is dharma. Dharma, Dharma, but especially the eighth principle, which is purposely kept hidden but cannot be ignored. As we all have seen within this realm, is that nothing is ever what it seems like. That's one thing. There's no such thing as absolutes.
Right. There is no such thing as absolutes. I can't stress that enough, brother. I
Yeah,
cannot stress that is enough. There is no such thing as the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Because there's always gonna be something more to that. But we will be addressing this eighth principle that's being omitted, whether it be purposely or because it's an agenda to fulfill, or because whatever reason that it might be. But we have the actual seven principles that are within the book on what the basis of all of them are. All right. To shorten everything out, they're pretty much mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, gender, rhythm, and cause and effect. All right.
the principle of mentalism, and that's something that you probably shouldn't be watching Crumb TV if you didn't know this without reading this. You don't have to read this, but you better know this. You know, the all is mind, and the universe is mental. So everything is mental.
Everything is mental. Everything starts as a thought. All right, and we're gonna go deep into those principles. Number two, brother.
Yeah, the principle of correspondence. Once again, if you don't know this, you probably shouldn't be watching Crumb TV. But as
Mhm.
above, so below. As below, so above. You know. And
Facts.
number three, the principle of vibration. And this is when I might start to forgive some of y'all, but you still got to catch up. The third principle is nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. Like if it's not moving, it is dead.
Facts.
It's absolutely dead. You know, yeah. Like the second you stop moving is when you die. You know, there's no way you can hold that much breath. There's nothing you could do to not move at all.
Facts.
When
Facts.
you do that, you'll be done. But the fourth, the principle of polarity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything is dual. Everything has poles. You know, uh, just like white and black. We can say, well, we want a cold and hot. These are two extremes of the same pole. You know, it's just like we talk about the government. We like left wing, right wing. They're both wings of the same bird. You know what I mean? So we talk about the same thing with polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles or polarity. Everything has a pair of opposites, like an unlike and unlike, are the same. Huh? Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet all truths. Extremes meet, you know, and truths are but half truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled.
Facts.
So that means all these different religions we should be able to reconcile, huh? Because there's just a paradox, that kind of leads you to the knowledge of the universe, and we're supposed to be able to, sync them all, or at least reconcile.
Facts.
Yeah, and the principle of gender is in everything, and that go along with some of the sisters tell me when I brought up the feminists and all that, and she was saying how the world's so patriarchal. I was like, what about these feminists? She said, no, brother, you got to realize those feminists are even being masculine. They're not being feminine. You know what I mean? So you can't blame women or feminine energy at all when you see these feminists, because these feminists are really masculine, parading around, you know, with a female body, of course. But what they doing and their whole actions is masculine. So gender is in everything.
Everything with
Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. So sometimes we gotta look at these people in the head, because everything is mental.
everything
All
is
the time, the universe is mental. So we gotta be able to say something wrong with that person's head. That is a man physically, but he's a woman. Like, look at him. Look at him. Mentally, he's probably too emotional, whatever the case may be. He's feminine. There's no way around that. But the principle of rhythm, everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates.
Rhythm always compensates. It's a rhythm to to what is going on within all aspects of your life, no matter what's going on. But go
Yep.
ahead, brother.
And the seventh principle is the principle of cause and effect. I hope they didn't heard that their whole life. You know,
We're gonna go into that one because that's where we're stuck at. We are stuck on the seventh principle where we don't well, we're gonna go into that one. But go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. Every cause has its effect. Huh? For real. You got to know that something's gonna happen if you throw a rock towards a window. There's gonna be an effect. Every effect has its cause. We can be like, well, why did that happen? Oh, cause your boy threw the damn rock. You know, Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law. Recognize. I can't see, but there are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law.
Nothing escapes law. You could try to, but nothing escapes law. All right. But those are the seven principles. All right. We're gonna go into each one, one by one, just to get an aspect of what it is that is presenting to us and how it is that each one of these principles is an aspect of what it is that will help us balance our nature within this realm. But go ahead, brother. Let's start with the principle of mentalism.
Yeah, the all that we speak of, the all is mind. The universe that we speak of, because we said the universe is the all. You know, the universe is mental. Uh, Thoughts lead to manifestations of all things and events. Thoughts create our state of existence and the quality of our experience here on earth. Therefore, be responsible for everything you create by being responsible for everything that you think. Everything that occurs is a result of a mental state hmm, that preceded the action. That's why they give people premeditated, because they,
That is
they're not giving you.
right. You know
They,
what? I never looked at it that way. You right
yeah,
on that. Go
yeah.
ahead.
See, they know these law, they know these principles are right and exact, and they're like, hold on, don't nobody do this without seeing it in their mind first, even if it was so-called deja vu. You fed into it. You thought it was deja vu. It was you creating this, and then it made it happen. And then bam, you did them just like you saw in your mind. Like, when he come, boop, okay, premeditated. Just because you're so powerful, and therefore be responsible for everything you create by being responsible for everything that you think. Everything that occurs is a result of a mental state that preceded the action. So it is safe to conclude that for anything to exist, did they say anything?
Anything.
So for anything to exist, a thought had to come first in order to manifest itself in the physical reality after. Thoughts create behaviors.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. In order for anything to exist, it must first be thought of. And then you put that thought into action and actually make it a reality. All right. So
Mhm.
anything can be
That's why
brought
they
to
say a
reality.
mind is a terrible thing to waste. You
Yeah.
know, yeah. People like you'll sit there and be like, that whatever spirit or lead you to saying, what you gonna do if he come in here and do this? Be like, oh, I'm a do him. I'm a boom. But no, you done already fell for it, and they just wanted you to play it out in your mind. Now that you played it out in your mind, don't be surprised if it happens in real time. You know, for real.
Now, Aisha brought up a perfect point, where that is right and exact. That is the mentality that we are going under right now. We are living within European thoughts. These are all exactly what has been presented and forced upon us, aside from what we used to know. All
Hey,
right.
see what it is. They using. See, they don't have the power at all, not even mentally. You know what I'm saying? They're not even creators like that. You know, they don't create nothing. You know, like you said, plagiarism and all this about how they steal. No, they have to program you the God. Huh? So it's like saying,
Have you make the thing happen.
I'm gonna pray to you, you know, basically program you, but I'm gonna pray to you and you're gonna do what I pray for. So all they doing is they're gonna pray to this computer to put it on TV and program you so that you can mentally create it for them. You're gonna create the paradigm they dreaming of, you
Facts,
know?
facts. But let's keep this in mind, the principle of mentalism. If you didn't know before, you know now. Everything comes from the mind. Everything comes from the mind first before for it to come into existence into this realm. All right. It has to be first a thought. All right. So let's look into the principle of correspondence. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, see, you got my homeboy up here. Yeah, hey. Now, principle of correspondence, this principle embodies the truth that there is always a correspondence between laws and phenomena of the various planes of being and life. That which is above is like to that which is below. Huh? That's why I tell people the most high is also the most low. You know what I mean? For real, for real. You know, so that means the tiniest essence of a soul is the same, primal material as the largest essence of soul. You know what I mean? But that which is above is like to that which is below. That which is below is like to that which is above. The macrocosm and the microcosm are reflections of each other. The universe of existence is holographic. It is self similar across all scales. Everything is a reflection of one collective consciousness and cannot be separated from one another.
Facts, facts. Everything that is as above, just like it is above, it is below. There is no contesting that. It's like a holographic existence of what is happening on both aspects of above, below, left, right, hot, cold. They're all within the same paradigm. All right.
Yes, sir.
So now that is the principle of correspondence. All right. Now looking further into the for those that like I told you before, there is links to everything for everything
Let's see.
that's underlined has link the macrocosms, which is the large or the totality, and the microcosms, which is the very small and individual. All right. It is one within the same. It's just in different aspects. It's just like saying hot and cold. The only difference is the state of having heat or lacking heat.
Yeah.
But it's still whatever it is. If it's water, it's still a liquid. You know.
Hey, watch this, brother. Like, there is no, and I would like somebody in the comment section to put whatever they think the answer is. But there is no temperature at which hot ends and cold begins. There is no temperature, period, where hot ends and cold begins. There is none. You know what I'm saying? They are, like I say, two extremes of the same pole. You know, for real.
Facts.
Polar opposites, but they're two extremes of the same pole.
Facts, facts, facts. So now that's the principle of correspondence. Let's move forward to. Oh well, I have there is some principles that require more explanation than just one slide. So I separated them. When we get to the principle of cause and effect, you'll be able to see, because that one's gonna lead us down a rabbit hole. That one's gonna lead us down a real long rabbit hole. All right. So sit tight. Hope you're liking the presentation. Please, please, please make sure that you subscribe to Brother Crumb's channel, to all our channels, D Calico on YouTube, to the Taz Show on YouTube. Follow us on all the social media platforms. and share the video. Let's get the likes up there. We got 120 people watching,
Yeah,
so I
smash
mean,
that.
let's get those likes up there just so we could so we could beat the algorithm of all these places, where this is being shown at. All right, we
Yeah,
appreciate you all
please
for
support.
having that in your time. Go ahead, brother.
And I'm ready when you are. Oh, this it?
Yeah, the principle of correspondence
The
is the second
principal
part.
correspondence is a hologram. A hologram is an image of light passed through a flat surface that creates a three-dimensional image. So we in the third dimension, huh?
We in the third dimension.
And I mean, for me and you, this makes sense. The Earth is flat, you know, because it just told you. Number one, it's the third dimension, and no matter who would tell you that. All of the globe lovers, they would tell you this is the third dimension. Okay, a hologram is an image, and they tell you, everything is an illusion. Something just a hologram. A hologram is an image of light passed through a flat surface that creates a three-dimensional image. It's a flat surface. It's Earth. Anyway, a hologram can be broken into several pieces that give you multiple equal images, with the only difference being resolution.
Only difference will be resolution. It will be an equal replica of what is being portrayed through this flat surface. The image that is being portrayed is just the only difference is resolution. One's crispier, one isn't. That's the
Yeah,
only difference. All
yeah,
right,
wait, yeah, yep, yeah.
go
Our
ahead.
state of being works just the same. The universe is within each individual, and the entire existence is like an individual. It is. It's all one. That's why you'll see like the Hindu, they'll show you the God, and they'll show you like 30 faces behind them. You know what I mean? Like all to the side, you just see more faces. Really showing you how many avatars they came from. And pretty much this is still showing you the same thing too. When we think we've seen this hologram and it's just a different resolution, no, that's just you in a different avatar. But all of those come together to focus on the one that you're in today. You know, on this holographic universe. And where my universe is within each individual, and the entire existence is like an individual. They're reflections of each other. That's why we always, say, you're my reflection.
Right. That is the reason why I say in lock edge. All right, because we are reflect. You are me. I am you. We
Yeah,
are a reflection of one another. All right.
yeah. And to know how the individual works will assist in understanding the universe. The same way to know how the universe works will assist in understanding how the consciousness works in each individual. This is what this is what, or where, to me, occult wisdom manifests, or this is when.
Facts. 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 So in order for you to understand yourself, you have to understand the universe.
Mhm.
In order to understand the universe, you have to understand yourself, because the universe is within you, is within us. All right. So that is the principle of correspondence. Once we learn, that's the reason why we can't see the skies the way that we used to before, because now it's not a good thing for the elite for us to be watching these different patterns within the sky that are happening, these alignments, because we're gonna start questioning why it is that that those things are occurring over and over and over again. All right. So let's move on. The principle of vibration. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, nothing rests. Everything moves, sucker. But everything vibrates at the most fundamental level. See, that's the thing I tell people about, like, let's say a rock or anything. You know, basically, what we think we're looking at something solid. It's just vibrating on a level, but it's vibrating so slowly. Or basically, the elements within it are orbiting. They're orbiting, and they're just orbiting so slow that we can't notice it. But if you put two different elements together, like copper and iron or whatever, Now you're gonna make the orbit, or you're gonna unorbit the electrons, and all of a sudden you're gonna get electricity. Phew. You know what I mean? But it's really already there. You know what I'm saying? Just when you put those two elements together, all of a sudden you unorbit it. So it's all sitting there vibrating and orbiting, the elements are, but it's just at such a level that you can't see it. But you put another one next to it, you'll snatch it up out of there, and you'll know you're dealing with that power.
Right,
But
right.
nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates at the most fundamental level of the universe, and everything which comprises it is pure vibratory energy manifesting itself in different ways and forms. The universe has no solidity, huh? None.
None.
It can be slowed down, you know, what we call a low vibration, but it's still not solid. As such, matter is merely energy in a state of vibration. So when you think it's solid, the state of vibration is just a
Right. It's
slow,
just vibrating at too fast of
or too slow.
for us to be able to see it.
Yeah, or too slow. Yeah, because even
Oh,
too
oh,
fast.
too slow. Yeah.
Because even too fast, like you say, we still don't quite see it because the sun is supposed. No matter how fast or wherever how far the sun is still moving faster than we realize. By the time you think it's here, it's there already. You know what I mean? Just like a plane. Oh, this plane is still over my city. No, that plane is over three more cities. You know, it's
Right.
way up there. It's gone. You know, but yeah, this gives us the assertion that death is a human concept
Death is a human concept. Go ahead, brother.
in which we equate the non-movement of the body as the end. Ain't that some crap? But that is far from the truth. We cannot attend one place on the universe where we witness something completely at rest, making death an illusion and a human construct. Everything consists of atoms and they are never at rest. Regardless of the form the energy has taken, chaos lays beneath the layers of what we comprehend as solid, especially in the form, especially in the electron level. Comprehension of this allows us to realize we are within a spiritual construct with the sole purpose of learning and experience. That's why we always say we are gods just having what? A human experience.
Definitely. We have Aisha's asking, what's the email? You could contact Brother Crumb at crumbtvads@gmail.com, and he'll be able to help you get this PowerPoint. I really did put a lot of effort into this, from different aspects. This didn't just come from just me. I mean, I read the Kybalion as well as the Emerald tablets. All right, different versions of the Emerald tablet. This is green, so it's not going to show it too much. As well as the Corpus Hermetica. All right, because that's the origins of it. All right, and, well, not the origins, but that was the secondary place where they put these places at, and then that's how we came about with that we grabbed from the Book of Thought. All right, I really encourage people to to just indulge. At least for me, believe me, I was not this type of person to be reading these different books, but they are very good at helping you understand certain aspects, by being able to trace the roots of what it is that's being presented to you. All right. So but let's continue, brother. um Go ahead. Oh, did we
Yeah,
finish?
that's what we just did. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one that we just did, right? All right. So yeah, and everything is vibratory at all times. Let's never forget that. All right. The aspect of death is a complete illusion. It's a complete illusion because energy never dies, and your body doesn't die. It goes back to its origin, to his place of origin, and becomes a part of the all again.
Hey, I'm gonna shout out to brother KRS1 because I heard him say something that I definitely felt like was deep. I never really you know I never followed him to really know anything else, but I know the brother said that voice in your head, like if I show you a word and you could read it right now to yourself, that voice you hear saying that word, just like we have these two eyes, we see with these eyes, but you can see the past right now. You know what I'm saying? without these two eyes, obviously. You know what I'm saying? You can see the past right now. So the same eyes you see in order to see the past, and the same voice you hear when you reading aloud to yourself, that's the same voice and eyes and things that you're gonna be using on the other realm that never cease to exist because everything is mental. Like we was just saying. So you still when you will never lose that power. You know, you just lose these. You lose this power, but you're still gonna be able to see with your mind. You're still gonna be able to speak in this realm, in the mental realm. Yeah.
Yeah, that the PowerPoint, the email that I showed, that is the email that you contact Brother Crumb for the PowerPoint. All right. Um, we appreciate you, your time and everything. It's gratefully appreciated that you're interested in the material. But let's continue, brother.
So
So let's look at the principle of polarity. Go ahead, brother.
yeah, back to everything having a pole. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has this pair of opposites. Uh-huh. Like me and Taz opposites, and then look, we still brothers. You know what I mean? So we could be two extremes of the same pole, and still come together and know that we the same. You know what I'm saying? Everything has pole. Everything has this pair of opposites. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Huh? Extremes meet. All paradoxes may be reconciled. A great example would be, are hot and cold really opposites? Huh? In reality, they are one and the same, with one having the presence of heat energy and the other the absence of heat energy. It is easy to conclude that both are energy manifesting itself in different degrees and concentrations, with or without. At our level of perception, we consider both opposites, but at the fundamental level, they are one. The same is found with knowledge and ignorance. Truth is always present, but perception depends on if you process the information and embrace it or ignore it and refuse it.
Facts, facts, facts. So everything has its pose. It doesn't matter what aspect you're looking at it. You might want to say, oh well, this is up and that is down, but you never be able to prove to yourself that they are up that they are different in nature, because all, I mean, they are different in nature, but that they are not equal to each other just because they're different in nature. All right, because everything that is above is below. So let's not forget that. And now that we know that everything has polarity, when you look into the aspect and the fact that, like the example that I give with water, or hot and cold. All right, are they truly opposites? And they're not. The only difference is the presence of heat, with heat or without heat. All right.
I say,
So you want to add something else, brother, or should we continue?
oh, I'm with you. Go ahead.
The principle of rhythm. All right. Let's look into the principle of rhythm so we could understand what it is that this rhythm that presents itself and manifests itself in all of our reality. All right. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum, they sound like a song, don't it? The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is a measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. Everything has a rhythm to it, or a swing. All things rise and fall, and we can experience that there is tendencies that exist in energy. This principle embodies the truth that in everything there is manifested a measured motion, to and fro, a flow and inflow. Between the two poles that exist in accordance with the principle of polarity previously examined, we can presume there is always an action and a reaction. Like they say, so for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction to everything without prejudice. You know, and I know it say advance. I couldn't read it.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
Advance and a retreat. This natural law or this dharma manifests, through karma. That's some other stuff for y'all. Anyway, the natural law manifests itself in creation and destruction. We must learn to master it so we can use it instead of being used by it.
Facts, facts. So everything has a rhythm, all right, and that rhythm stays within the poles that we find within the polarity of all things, all right,
Mm.
all right. And we find this polarity even within us, man, woman. You know, different poles.
Yeah,
But same energy. All
yeah.
right,
See,
man.
and no, put it like that. We looking at it as Hermes, Aphrodite, Kali, Shiva. No, it's hermaphrodite. You know what I mean? That's the true body. You know what I mean? When these when this Ida and Bengala connect, this masculine and this feminine.
Facts, 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 facts. So let's go on to the next one. The principle of cause and effect. This is where we start going down the rabbit hole, and we start and be ready, family. Be ready because when I come back, the first thing that I'm gonna drop it's a PowerPoint. It's gonna be at least a 2-3 part PowerPoint about the Matrix decoded. Well, I haven't really sold myself on the name, but it's gonna be breaking down the whole Matrix movie, the movie of the Matrix. We're gonna go into that movie and we're gonna go down that rabbit hole. Where we're gonna follow Alice's little ass and see where she leads us to. But expect that as soon as after my child is born, and I have done, what I need to do with my wife, expect for that Matrix PowerPoint to
Yeah.
be dropped.
And
Real.
speaking of Neo and company, whatever, Neo means new. You know, so he was new, and that's essentially like the writers of the Kybalion. They were initiates. They were new. They were Neos. So they were like the three Neos, and they created the Kybalion. You know, but yeah, yeah, it get deep. You gonna, I'm gonna definitely have to holler at you about some of that.
Most definitely. We're gonna be ready for it to bring it on Crumb TV. But go ahead, brother. The principle of cause and effect. And as a matter of fact, before we even go there, there's a about a 30-second video of a scene
You
in.
sure? You sure
Huh?
you want to do that? You sure you want to do that?
Oh, they might silence the thing, right?
Yeah, they're gonna make us trim it out later. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Okay,
But
family.
you want to
Well,
explain, you want to explain what the scene was? What is that scene all about? What movie is that?
the
Matrix.
scene is well. Let's play it and put pause on it,
Hmm.
and,
Hmm. Hmm.
and what you call it, and
Yeah,
then
just show images.
put some subtitles in it. All right, and no, so I lost the what you call it, the exact place where it's supposed to be at. But it is the scene where Neo is going to go see the key the he's searching for the key maker, and this guy has the key maker, all right. This guy has the key maker, and he's telling them, that there is nothing in this world other than cause and effect. And Morpheus tells him, no, everything starts with choice, and we have to understand that choice, we get to make the choice of whether to go right or left.
It's all mental.
Path of right and left has already been written. It doesn't matter which one you take. You get to choose the path, but if you choose left, that path is already written. You already Whatever you're about to experience, that's already been written, because
Hmm.
they had already anticipated that if this was chosen, then this were going to be the consequences or the reaction to your action, which was to choose to go left. The
Yeah,
path was already, it was already written in stone. So if you want to look into this into that specific scene of the Matrix, you know, you really understand the principle of cause and effect from his point of view. Not that he explains it deeply, but you know his point of view. But go ahead, brother. Can we read this?
yeah, we just did.
Oh, we
Did
read this one here?
okay. Oh, every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. You know, when people be like, "Oh, that happened by chance." Yeah,
Right,
that's just some law you ain't studied yet.
right.
There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. This principle enlightens us on the limits of free will. Free will cannot escape law. Like you said, you know, these things is destined. You know, you go left or right, they're all going to be the exact same, just a different resolution. You know what I mean? This principle enlightens us on the limits of free will. Free will cannot escape law. That gives a consequence to all willful acts. Free will, in essence, is manifesting within boundary conditions in which it cannot fully enact everything it aspires. So it's like self control is more free will than anything. You know, natural can be broken, but never without any negative consequences for your actions. This body of knowledge has been referred to as consequentialism in the past because it is the knowledge of how consequences are generated by our free will decision making processes within the boundaries of Dharma, natural law.
Natural law. Consequentialism, all right? Consequentialism is the knowledge of how of what are the consequences that are manifested by our action of free will, by taking the action of free will, making a choice to go right, left, up, or down, or to yes do it, no don't do it, or if you choose not to do nothing at all. Doing nothing at all is an action. Oh, I didn't do nothing. I didn't. Yeah, but you were there. You witnessed it. You saw it happen. You
Exactly.
could have interacted and made sure that the consequences were minimal, but you chose not to do so.
Hmm.
Your action or inaction has consequences. Consequentialism, all right? You are working within the boundaries of natural law, all right? You could break the natural law all you want, but not without consequence. There will always be consequences, all right?
I shake.
So let's keep going.
Yep. Like the sister say, no response is a response. You know,
Right.
that's acquiescent or silent or tacit admission. That's what they call it. Tacit admission is silent admission. You know, if you don't say something, you just admit it.
Yeah, most definitely.
And
Yeah.
they teach us not to say nothing. You know, hey, you
Mhm.
don't have to say anything right now. You know,
Right.
it,
Now, when we're talking about the principle of cause and effect, we are talking about the mental versus the physical, the cause versus the effect. All right. Now, the plane of causality or the mental world, the why, this is where all the power to affect change lies here. This is where human consciousness must go. This is where we have to go now. This is what we have to do. We have to get to the plane of casuality or the mental world, or get to the why we're doing what we're doing. Not just doing things, but why we're doing it. Because we're stuck in the physical world. All right. The plane of effects, which is because the effect is the reaction to the mental thought. Once you have thought of this and allowed yourself to think this thought, now there's going to be a consequence to it, and the effect of that is going to be that is manifested into reality. No power lies here in the plane of effect. Once a thought is already put into action and it becomes reality, you can't do nothing about changing that aspect. You have to go back to the why. You have to go to the mental. You got to change your mental first for it to manifest new things. You can't say I'm gonna go to the gym just because you want to say it, but in your mind you haven't made it up yet to where I really want to go, but I'm gonna do it just because everybody, they done told me I gotta lose some weight, so I guess I'll go or whatever. So I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm going. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're gonna go a couple of times or whatever. It's what happens every January 1st. My New Year's resolution is I'm gonna do this, that, and at the a week later, you done broke that resolution. You are no longer doing. I'm gonna stop smoking cigarettes. A week later, forget a week later. 2 days later, you lit up. 2 days later, you lit up. All right.
Like the only way you can, like, to me, like, do it with the mind, like, say you want to quit smoking cigarettes, you're gonna have to convince yourself they nasty. It's like, for me, it wasn't hard because I just had to go back to how I originally felt. I'm like, hold on, I used to hate cigarettes. I'm like, oh, they disgusting. So I had to just tell myself they disgusting. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I never liked them anyways. I was just, they
Right.
get addictive. They get addictive.
Right.
You go
So
through
we got
hard times. Yeah, you got to get over it.
Yeah, yeah, and it's something that we all. This is not. I'm not speaking from above everybody. I have my own addictions and my own demons that I'm. And not demons. I don't want to say demons, but I
And
have my own
what they
personal
scared, they
aspect
scared.
of my reality that I am battling with, so I could become a better person. There's something. I mentioned cigarettes because I've been smoking a pack and a half of cigarettes every day. I'm 43 years old. I haven't smoked for I'm going on 4 years now. Cigarettes, not nothing else. But I'm going on 4 cigarettes. I mean, 4 years of not smoking any cigarettes, and I know the battle. I know the battle firsthand. Of trying to stop and trying to get yourself a pack and a half a day faithfully for at least years. So I know the battle. I know the battle, but I'm telling you right now, you could do it. If you're fighting that battle, you could do it. You could do it. If I beat that lower vibration, you could beat that lower vibration into submission too. But where do we got to start? We got to go to the plane of casuality, to the mental world, to the why we're doing it. Why are we smoking? It's a habit of things. We're smoking because after we eat, it's so nice to have a cigarette. After sex, you do sex after one cigarette after sex. What addiction comes in patterns, all right, in patterns. And once we realize those things, we're able to work within ourselves and learn ourselves. Once we learn about ourselves, we start learning about what's going on above us as well. As above, so below. All right. But moving forward, remember the mental versus the physical, the cause versus the effect. So let's look into the physical realm. What is it about the physical realm? Are those letters big enough for you, brother?
Yeah, the physical realm, the plane of effects constitutes that which has already occurred. As such, no power to create change lies here. So, in the plane of effects, constitutes that which has already occurred. It's already happened.
Right.
As such, no power to create. You can't create when
Nothing.
it's too late. You
It's
wait.
been created.
You at the finish line. You trying to tell yourself, "I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna win this."
Right.
Like, it's too late. Yeah. And it has become that which is truth and cannot be undone. Human consciousness is trapped within the plane of effects, meaning that humanity as a whole remains ignorant of the underlying causes which they themselves set into motion and lead to self-inflicted suffering in all our lives.
What does Brother Crumb always say? That the first toes that he ever stepped on was his own. It's
Yep.
our own actions that make this realm be how it is right now. Once we mentally make the decision to change, that's when it happens. But go ahead, brother. Suffering all our lives.
Yeah, let us not forget that consequences are not bound by time.
Not bound by time.
Karma is not bound by time, basically, huh? The
Right.
cause precedes the consequence. We will not experience the effect in a quick manner. There is a sort of time lag while the effect we have generated takes shape. Our
That's why
biggest,
I'm sorry to cut you off, brother. That's why I have that little picture on the top where the little dude, he's just sitting there like,
yeah,
yeah, I'm just
it's
gonna
all
pick
good.
up this domino right here, and it's nothing gonna happen. Look,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
told me not to drop it, and I dropped it, and nothing's happening. Your consequences are not gonna be immediate.
hmm
You're gonna feel that later in the future when you get slapped across the head. All right. You
hmm
think you're gonna take these thing that they're trying to stick in us right now, and just because nothing happened, that you're all good. You're not all good. All right. You don't know what's gonna happen 10 years from now. You don't know what's gonna happen 15 years from now. All right. It might nothing bad happen immediately, and you might have some simple reactions. But yeah, keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. But go ahead, brother.
yeah, for real. But yeah. Then we okay. Where was I? Our biggest mistake today stands in the fact that we are collectively experiencing in the aggregate instead of the individual.
Facts.
Mhm. So consciousness manifested itself in different ways to grow beyond the limits that perfection sets in place. We have, as a whole, combined again, but under a much lower form of collective consciousness. This is where manifested realities have taken shape due to their underlying causes. It's like I tell people, if we wanted the Earth to be round, and all of us think that, then our minds will shape that the Earth will be round. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's crazy, but whatever we kind of say goes. You know what I mean? That's really what it boiled down to.
Facts. And we got to stop living, in the aggregate and start living in the individual. Right now, they're telling us herd immunity, herd immunity. No, no, I do not need you to be okay for me to be okay.
See, and that's the thing about it. Like vacciners are trying to run away with the word like herd immunity. Herd immunity is not getting the vaccine and saying that, hey, if he gets sick, he probably won't give it to me. If he do, so what? We'll all get it and we'll all get over it. And then like we'll have a herd immunity. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like everybody around us can survive that bush. You know, that's real herd immunity. That's what they did in Sweden. In Sweden, they didn't quarantine. They ain't take no vax. Them people said it is what it is. Go to work, go home, do what you do, and we're gonna be the models of herd immunity.
right. This is where we're stuck right now. We're stuck in the fiscal realm. All right. And within the fiscal realm, that if you're looking for change here, this is not where you're gonna manifest a new reality, because this is not where everything is mental. The very first principle tells you that everything is mental. So you are trying to make to manifest something within the physical realm. I'm gonna work real hard, and I know I'm gonna make it happen. No, you're not. No, you're not. You have to make up your mind first that you are gonna work hard. Otherwise, you're not gonna work hard. Eventually, 2, 3 days, man. I was gonna go today and do 10 hours, but I'm just gonna do my regular 8. If you have a 9 to 5, I'm not telling you that you should or anything like that. But as an example, all right, we're stuck in the physical realm. If we want change, we have to make change in the why, the mental realm, the cause, not what already is the effect of the cause. We have to look into the cause, the causality of things. So can we look into the mental realm, brother?
Yeah. Let's not forget the first principle of mentalism. Everything originates in the mind. This is where causes are set into motion. Uh-huh. Prior to manifesting in the physical realm, it's like saying, okay, it's all mental. Everything originates in the mind. So you over here creating this thought or this idea, And then you're gonna, you also, this is where the plane of casualty constitutes the casual factors, this is where causes are set into motion. So as soon as you think of that, you already thinking of like what happen. You're like, dang, hey, if I do that, that could happen to me. You already set that emotion because you knew that when you did that.
Fact,
The plane of uh, casuality constitutes the casual factors, the why, which underlie and precede all manifested things or events. All power to affect change lies on this plane. Human consciousness must relocate their efforts from the plane of effects into the plane of casuality in order for every being to understand the casual factors of the conditions which they are collectively manifesting in their lives. Only then will humanity be able to co create their shared reality on a conscious level rather than an unconscious one.
facts, facts. The only way we're gonna be able to make a change is in this realm, in the mental realm. Once we each individually come to the conclusion that what we've been told is a lie. Oh, that's ego, Taz. You can't be selfish. You can't be all about you. Yes, I am sorry, but it is all about me. It has always been all about me because ain't nobody gonna feed me, ain't nobody gonna wake up for me the next day, ain't nobody gonna wipe my rear, ain't nobody gonna make me learn something. I'm gonna do all these things because it's best for me. In the end, the one that's gonna suffer the consequences or the effect of the cause is gonna be me. It's all about you. It's all about you. It is not this whole idea that they've given us that we have to all come. All of our realities can come and be manifested. All of our realities can come and be manifested as long as we are not infringing on one another, on one another's reality by imposing our reality on somebody else. And that is the main problem. Once we make that switch to the mental state and realize that everything is revolving, it sounds selfish, but if you look at the word ego, ego is self. It is yourself trying to survive. Self is always going to look out for self. It ain't going to look out for nobody else. You might have children, but if you're not okay, your children are not okay. You might have a wife, but if you're not happy within yourself, you can't make your wife happy. Regardless of how much you think you try, everything is going to lead to a place where you're going to require to go back to the mental and change so that the effect is a different manifestation of your mental thought or your mental decision to put something into action. All right, that is the mental realm. All right, so let's look at the principle of gender, brother.
Yeah, everything is in everything. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine, its yin, and its yang principles. Gender manifests on all planes. You know, should have been PLANE. We don't matter, of
What?
course.
I'm sorry. Where are you at?
Gender manifests on all planes.
No, all planes. Yeah.
Yeah, PLANE. You know, matter.
Oh
We
yeah, yeah, yeah. My bad, my bad. I see what you're saying.
yeah, we visual. I know you did all the hard work yourself, you. We visualize this manifestation in the mental gender we find in the brain. We see the state of coexistence between masculine and feminine of the human mind or brain. Our left brain hemisphere largely facilitates the masculine aspect of the mind, or intellect, logic, analytical, and linear processes, while the right brain hemisphere largely facilitates the feminine aspect or intuition, creative, compassionate, and holistic thought processes.
Facts. So even this principle of gender manifests itself within us. All right. It always gonna manifest within us. All right, and we have this aspect of female and male balance. We bring that aspect of female and male balance within us to make our decisions. Your eyes do the same thing. You know, everything you see is coming towards you, and then it's switching over. All right, so whatever your left eye is watching, your right brain is perceiving, and
Yeah.
whatever your
Left hand,
right
whatever.
eye is perceiving, your left eye is receiving. All
Yep.
right.
Yep. Your right brain controls your left side of your body, and left brain controls the right side of your body. Stuff like
Right, teach exactly, exactly, and that aspect within itself, you know, it is found within all this principle of gender, you know, and there is other aspects that we find within gender that we're gonna get into a little deeper later on. Um, Anything you wanted to add, brother?
that. Now I'm rocking and rolling.
All
But
right, so let's address this lost principle. Let's address because we've addressed all the seven principles, you know, the previous seven, but let's address this lost principle. All right, and realize that there is something missing. There is something missing. All right, now some people might know this figure right here. It can you put in the chat while brother Calico reads this to us? What is the name of this
the Olympics.
the Olympics? What
Yeah.
is the name of this geometrical symbol? All right,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
which
I know.
is it's a sacred geometry symbol. All
Yeah.
right, of seven circles with one in the middle. What is the name of this? But go ahead, brother. Can you read this for us in the chat? If we could put what is the name of this geometrical figure, this sacred geometry figure? What
Yeah.
is the name of
And I know from that shape you get all shapes. But
it? Facts.
this missing principle can be observed on all things, but it is not being exercised, and therefore it is lost. Life in all forms of manifestation must be contained. It must be protected from outside interference. An ecosystem can only survive if nothing can interfere with what has been set in place within an enclosure. So now that we have studied the seven principles of natural law, let's manifest back to its origins. What holds everything in place? The primary material. Go ahead.
What holds everything in place? All right, life has to be contained. All right, if we see the little white dude at the bottom left hand corner, I can't think of the dude's name, but oh, I got a link to him. I got a link to him. His name is David Letterman. All right, what did Letterman do? He built this ecosystem in 1960, and the last time he watered it was 1972 before tightly sealing it shut as an experiment. This ecosystem is still thriving today. To this day, he's never had to add water. He's never had to add nothing to it. He's never had to interfere with the ecosystem for it to survive. Not one bit. Everything was within it already. The dirt that it needed, the amount of water that it needed. Once everything was put within the ecosystem, it continued to thrive and recycle everything over and over. All right, that's one example of an ecosystem that I'm very impressed by, and you could try it yourself. All right, you could try it yourself and realize that we live within a closed system. All right. There is nowhere to go. We lived within an ecosystem, and an ecosystem can only survive with boundaries. All right. With something that holds all of life together within it. So, Taz, what the hell does that got to do with what you're talking about? Well, what we're talking about is the container of this symbol right here. The brother said, is it the flower of life? close
Yep.
is the
The
seed,
Fibonacci sequence.
is the seed of life. All right. The name of it is the seed of life. All right. Because from this sequence comes everything. But the seed of life has a eighth circle around it, which is containing all of creation within it. All right, the seed of life, or the Genesis pattern. We know, we if you don't know, now you know. Genesis means the beginning. All right, the genes. All right, brother, can we read the seed of, or you want me to go ahead if you're doing something?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's also definitely known. I want to shout out Aisha H for putting she put Fibonacci. Yes, a Fibonacci sequence also known as, people like to put their name on it. The guy
Right.
Fibonacci got to put his name on it. But the seed of life is a symbol of blessing and protection passed through generations. It contains the secret of the 7 days of the creation. It is a common ornament for fertility, for women during pregnancy. Hold on. Watch this. How many circles you said that was, brother?
That's seven circles and one
No,
containing it.
circle seven.
Yeah,
Once again.
that's why. What did I tell you at the
Yeah,
beginning? It is
yeah,
funny that you said circle seven,
yeah,
and what we're about to talk about later on in the presentation. And keep
yeah,
that in mind. I told you, keep that in
yeah.
mind, brother. What do we have here? We have a circle seven. We
Mm-hmm.
have seven circles surrounded by one circle, the circle seven. All right, the seed of life. Go ahead, brother. I'm glad.
Yeah. It contains the secret of the 7 days of the creation. It is a common ornament for fertility for women during pregnancy or trying to conceive. From a seed creation is uh, from a seed creation is manifested and brought forth. A seed possesses a shell or an encasing in which everything it requires to bring forth creation lays within it. If the shell or ecosystem uh, is broken, like you just showed, it'll last forever if it don't break, huh? If
Mhm.
you know, if the shell or ecosystem is broken, I can't read.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, all that is within withers away and dies. No seed, no flower. You can put that back on the screen. Though.
No seed, no flower. All right. No seed, no flower. No matter how you put it. All right. Like the video, please. Share it. Share it in all the platforms that you can. And make sure that you subscribe to my channel as well as Brother Calico. You can find me on under the Taz Show in
I just want to shout out Aisha H and I am Wisdom Faith because a lot of time we normally I'm in the comment section with them. You know what I'm saying? They be going in.
right. They be going in.
Like,
I
matter of fact, y'all two do a show. We gonna watch y'all. That's how real me and Taz is. You know what I mean? We gonna watch y'all
Definitely, you will catch us on you guys' show. All right.
for real. Going in just like this.
Definitely, most definitely. So, did you finish this one, brother? Yeah, right. Yeah. No seed, no flower. So now we know the seed of life, the Genesis pattern, the circle seven. All right. The circle seven. All right. The seven circles that are encased by one other circle. All right. Now, this is known as the genitive principle. The eighth circle is known as the genitive principle. Just
Mhm.
like Genesis is the creation story,
Yeah.
Genesis comes from generate. You are generating, creating. All
Hmm.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So go
That
ahead.
all has to do with energy, and that's what we say God is. Generator, operator, and destroyer. That's why you're gods. We generate, operate, and destroy. Ourselves, and eventually. You know, but yeah, generative principle. The lost principle is the dynamic of care, what we care about on a day to day. See, and that's why you'll get a lot of people who study the hermetic principles and all that. They try to detach from anything, period, on this realm. Like they try not to care about anything. It's just like the Buddhists. That's why they brought up Buddha earlier.
Right?
That's
Fact.
what brought up Buddha earlier because the Buddhists are sworn to a life of poverty to a degree. Like all of the money they ever get just goes back to the temples. Like you don't, it's not they don't want it. You know, so people who study hermetic principles like to not be attached to anything on earth. They tell you not to even be attached to family. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
everything just comes and goes and all this. But you know, it's a large pill to swallow, and not. I'm gonna just bite a piece off, and hopefully I can slice the other piece up, and take it all down. But it's a lot. It's a lot to swallow. But therefore, care can be seen as the ultimate generator of the quality of our experience. This principle has been often referred to as a generative principle. The word generative is derived from the Latin verb gener, you know, meaning your genes, which means to create. We are manifesting or creating. Uh, that's basically like your genie. Your genes, would be your genie, which would mean your creator within you. You know what I mean? So the things we care about in uh, manifesting or creating the things we care about into existence. This is what is receiving our energy. Like they say in the Bible, you know, you can have whatever your heart desires. You know,
Fact.
this is what is receiving our energy, and we're focused on the things you care about the most. Get our undivided attention to later manifest in this realm. This is one of our greatest failures today. Plain and simple. We just don't care.
We just don't care.
You
In
know.
order for us to do something, we have to care enough about it to do it. To
Hmm.
do it, you have to make up your mind. You have to fight your true self. You have to fight the greatest foe you ever fought. You have to fight Goliath. You have to be David. You have to become David and fight Goliath, the giant that stands within you, and you gotta give him a pineal shot, just like Goliath did with what? With 7 stones.
Hey, and watch this.
7 stones, David defeated Goliath, and with the 7th stone, with an eye shot right here, he was able to defeat him and conquer his true self. He conquered ego. Let me rephrase that. He didn't conquer ego. He balanced evil. Because you cannot conquer you can't conquer yourself. All you could do is balance yourself. Not that makes you not be lower vibration or higher vibration.
Hmm.
You are leveled,
And
right?
watch
You
this.
are in tune.
And watch this, brother. You know how like you're saying Goliath. Put it like this: the place they say Jesus was buried, whatever was called Golgotha. You know,
Back.
Golgotha meaning like the place of the skull. You know, so it's like saying that Goliath is just really referring to how large his head was. You know what I'm saying? More so, even though a giant would have a large head, but this is what they were focused on. They were focusing on the fact that whoa, this big head, this is a like Yakub. Yakub probably was a Nephilim or something, you know, and he probably was recognized for having such a Goliath skull, a Golgotha. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, most definitely. If anybody's looking to subscribe, please go subscribe on www.youtube.com/c/ the Tash Show 666 and check out all my material. I have a lot of material with Brother Calico. Also, go to sign up to D Calico on his on his YouTube channel. You all you got to do is just type in D Calico. You might even find him in the comment section in some of my videos. You could click on one of his comments. Make sure that you subscribe to both of our channels for all our material. We do a lot of projects together, and we do have a lot of information that we're about to be bringing forth again together. So stay tuned. Definitely stay tuned because we have a lot of material coming. All right, but
And,
the generative principle, we just don't care. We
and
just don't care, right?
hey, Taz, tell them if they like flat Earth, or they, even if they don't like flat Earth, they could check out that last flat Earth video we did. He gonna drop it on his channel real soon too. So
Yeah,
however,
definitely.
if y'all get a chance, y'all check it out. It's probably
Right,
the hottest flat Earth build in history. You
right,
know,
right.
for real.
Now, this generative principle. Let's talk about this generative principle and the G in masonry. All right, let's go, brother. Let's go deep.
Yeah, virtually anyone who has spent any time at all looking into the secret societies behind the panorama or conspiratorial activity within this country and around the world has undoubtedly become familiar with Freemasonry, and in turn with the infamous G, so often incorporated into the square and compass logo. Cursory explanations delve into the notion of the Freemasonic God geometry. So it's, to me, it's like saying Geb. You know how we say Geb is Earth, you know, and we say that's G-E-B. Well, they just made it G-E-O, you know, because Geo means Earth. You know, Geb means Earth. You know what I mean? So Geo is a Freemasonic God, you know, and the metri part, metrics, meaning like measurements. You know what I'm saying? So we
Right,
talking about the measurements of God, or my bad, the measurements of the earth when you're saying geometry,
right,
or grand architect. In higher degrees of masonry, we find the G to stand for gnosis. Huh? This is how you say. This is how you spell no. Like it's G and O, not K and O. But
right.
you know, like I was saying, G-E-B, G-E-O. Well, now you got G and O, K and O. Same, you know. But